Alright everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Painkiller Hell Wars. So, we're now moving on to the town level, which is... Honestly, has this become like a horror movie cliche almost? Like, the whole town that has like creepy witchcraft and like some kind of possession over. Not like the Silent Hill type town, but just like the town with like the strange cult where everybody is just really messed up. I don't know. There's a crappy horror movie actually called The Town, and I've never seen it, so I don't know if it's that crappy or not, but I've not heard anything good about it. So, moving on. This, unlike the previous level, although it is really creepy with the kind of zombie-ish enemies that we're fighting. Yeah, they are zombies, actually. It's not quite as creepy as the last level, but it's really cool, though. I really like this level. It also has some great music. Some more atmospheric music, some kind of techno beats in there as well. It looks like these enemies are throwing chunks of meat at us, which is really unpleasant, assuming that it's probably their own meat. So we're going to dodge that by backstepping, of course. And they can be killed pretty easily with the stake gun and all manner of other nonsense. We may actually get some more ammo for the electro driver to be able to demonstrate that in this video. Particularly the lightning part, because I didn't really get to demonstrate that when we got it in the last, like, 2 videos ago or something like that. We're almost done with level 2, which is probably my favorite of all the 5 levels in the game. I call them levels, and then the individual levels within levels are the stages, if that makes any sense. I guess I'll probably use those two terms interchangeably, but whatever, that's just what I like to call them, if you're following. There were some barrels there that blew up because they are exploding barrels disguised as regular barrels, as I've discussed earlier. And this part's actually kind of annoying. I always forget about these guys whenever I go through this level. There is a guy up here on this balcony, or there's 2 of them, I suppose. Ignore the hanged bodies. We're just going to, you know, try to kill these guys up here. There we go. I'm actually really enjoying Hell and Damnation so far, although I've really not gotten that far in it. I was playing it co-op with Chris the other day, which is probably how I'm going to end up recording it. But I'm noticing a lot of the ways that they change the levels. Like, I just got to the Opera House level, and it is completely different as far... I mean, the layout is the same, but the enemies you fight, completely different. Like, you don't fight the ninjas anymore. You fight, like, bikers with clubs and stuff, and it's like it's really strange. You still fight the samurais eventually, but you don't fight the giant enemy head crab things either. It's really bizarre. Also, the way that the button mapping is done in the PS3 version of Hell and Damnation, it doesn't seem like, and maybe I'm just being stupid and haven't found it yet, but I cannot for the life of me find out a way to zoom in with the stake gun. A lot of buttons are double purposed on that control scheme, so I don't understand why that would be the case. But yeah, for some reason I just can't zoom in with the stake gun, which is something that you have to do in this game. I mean, you don't have to absolutely, you can still kind of no-scope with it. It's pretty accurate if you know how to arc the trajectory of the stakes. But I really should have started that running joke a long time ago, I'm sorry. And those of you who know me well know what I'm getting at when I say stake! Anyway, but yeah, it's meant to be kind of the sniper weapon, or at least the accurate precision weapon. So not being able to use the scope on it is kind of defeating the whole purpose. Also, one thing that's great about Hell and Damnation is you don't actually have these types of loading transitions that I have to keep editing out. The game actually flows those chunks of the level together seamlessly. You don't have those loading transitions, which make no sense as it is anyway. The loading transitions that teleport you to a seemingly random area. So Hell and Damnation found a way to make these levels make sense, which is good of it, I suppose. Okay, well, I guess one shot did it, never mind. There's a floating witch type enemy in this level that comes around and does lots of really annoying things. I think it can even revive some enemies, I'm not sure. It's the arch-vile of this game, essentially. Although not nearly as scary. Talk about arch-viles around me, man. Although I did have to fight quite a few of them in BFG. So, you guys have seen me kill Archviles before. After that, there's nothing really much that can scare me. I've already conquered my personal worst enemies. Although I'm sure I'll find something far worse in one of the games I'm playing now. This level seems to be very plentiful with alright, let's go demon mode here. I was waiting for that soul to drop so I could start it, because these guys are throwing axes at me and I just blew right through all of them. Yeah, this is a great place to have demon mode. Let's go. Yeah, it seems like there are plentiful exploding barrels in this level, which means it's a perfectly good opportunity to blow your own balls off. In fact, this guy's next to an exploding barrel. What am I doing? There, you can blow up now, and your meat chunks will land all around me. As much as I like Hell and Damnation so far, there's certain aspects that make Hell Wars in the original Xbox here a bit more playable, although some of the levels are different, because Hell and Damnation, I realized, is supposed to be kind of a... If you look at the cover, you see that the H in Hell and the D in Damnation are a different color. So I basically thought that as that's a subtle way of them indicating that it's basically called Painkiller HD. Which it is. It's an HD version of the original Painkiller and Painkiller Battle Out of Hell levels. So it's a combination, it's like the best, it's like the Painkiller greatest hits, basically, you know, a remastered version of the best levels from Painkiller and Painkiller Battle Out of Hell, which is one of the expansion packs. So that's really about all there is to it. It doesn't actually have I don't think it has as many total levels as this game does, but I'm not sure what this game, what Hell Wars, ow, he just got staked in the behind. Well, I actually plan on doing a whole detailed video about Hell and Damnation whenever I finish it, because I've decided to do that new series where I kind of do a review on a game whenever I complete one. Not really a linear review, but more like a sort of in-depth rant, so to speak, every time I finish a game, regardless of how old and irrelevant the game is. I'd still like to do that. Something that a conclusion we came to in the podcast. Anyway, which I haven't uploaded that podcast yet because it takes so freaking long to edit. So this area, this is probably the most memorable part of this whole level right here. There's a necromancer over there, and of course he's doing what, it's not the witch that resurrects enemies, it's this freaking necromancer guy that does it, if I remember correctly. The witch just flies around and acts annoying. There's two of these guys, I think. This guy, and they're pretty much immune to damage. They block all of they block stakes, and I think they resist other damage. I'm not sure if I can get them with the splash damage of my grenade launcher or not, but they seem to be quite a pain in the behind. I want to say behind a lot in this video. So I'm going to try to clear out these other guys here. The witches have something to do with this, though. There are going to be other witches flying around here on their silly broomsticks, and they have something to do with this. I'm not sure. Look at this guy. Look at him. He looks so... What is he doing? Look at him flailing at me. Yeah, there we go. See? He has a stake in him, and now the necromancer is going to pick him up and throw him at me. I don't know if he actually brings him back to life or just uses him as a weapon, but whatever. It's actually one of the first really dangerous enemies in this game is the necromancer guys. Like I said, there's always got to be some town with this creepy cult and everything. And okay, the second one just decided to drop dead for some reason, but the first one, also their souls are worth more than a single soul. They're worth like several souls. I'm not sure how many exactly, but that's how you can tell that they're like a big elite type enemies when they carry multiple souls or have a super soul or whatever. So yeah, those guys are a pretty big deal. But yeah, the first guy, I think they actually deal damage to nearby enemies when they die as well, from the splash damage of their bodies exploding, but I could be wrong about that. Look at this guy, he's so freaking silly. I will never get tired of staking these enemies to the walls with the stake! There's the witch. Oh, that's what it is that since it counts as an enemy, I have to kill them before it'll let me progress, because you know how this game will not let you progress to the next area until you kill all the enemies. So that's the annoying part, is just hunting these frickin' things down in order to kill them. I got one of them there. Seems like the stake gun is not accurate enough, the projectiles don't move quickly enough to be able to get them easily, so the shotgun's probably a lot better for that. You just completely ignore me. What are these things anyway? What are they even supposed to be? Look, enemy just spawned right in front of me. That was smart of you, game. Okay, there's the witch again. There we go, alrighty. And sure enough, the checkpoint spawns right in front of us. Now into the catacombs! The catacombs are boring and you can actually get really easily lost in them, but they happen to have all this debris, all these wooden planks and whatnot lined up against the walls here, and if I cut all those down, I will know where I have been. In order that I will not get lost or accidentally backtrack. Even though I think I'm backtracking right now. Yeah, I'm backtracking. Yep. Yep, I backtracked to the start. I said all that about marking my path. I didn't even pay enough attention to it. I already almost have enough souls to go into demon mode again, and we're not even really that far into this level. This is not a terribly long level, but it's a... well, a lot of these levels have not been terribly long. Kinda helps when you're not dying horribly and you actually know what you're doing. Here we go. Alright, one more necromancer guy and that'll be the end of it. Alright, let's see if we can freeze him. That'll really make him more vulnerable. Cast Bufu on your ass. There we go. That's it for the town, the stupid town. We finished the tarot card unlock for that level is finished the entire level using only the stake. So now we're moving on to stage 5 of level 2, the final stage. This has way more stages than a lot of the levels in the whole game. But it's my favorite stage so far in the game, so probably for that reason. This is the boss battle against the swamp monster in the level called Swamp. And at the beginning of the level they're going to give you a ton of ammo for everything. But what you're supposed to do, I mainly just use the shotgun for this, is this thing is invulnerable to damage, it's completely translucent. But you have to blow up, apparently the bubbles that are bubbling up here in the swamp are explosive. So if it's near one of those, shoot it and the splash damage should be able to reveal this guy's weak point and we can hit him with a regular attack. So you have to be able to expose his weakness and then hit him for, you know, actual damage. He's got quite a few dangerous attacks too. I think this guy's a much more of a threat than the previous boss we had. I think there's an electro driver there too. Later in the fight, the bubbles get more scarce. He'll actually start launching some of his own into the air. You'll have to wait for those to come in within range of him. But every time he becomes vulnerable, you can do a considerable amount of damage to him at once. There we go. Alright. He's got those tentacle claw arms that come up like that. He's actually coming really close to killing us, so I've got to finish him off and finish him off fast here. Come on. I think I can do it before he heals himself, or before he becomes invincible again. That would be great. That'd be the fastest I've ever beaten this guy. Come on, come on, come on, come on! Yeah! Eat it, eat it, eat it. Eat the steak! Okay, we didn't use the stake against him. I did get the tarot card for that one. Kill him in less than 4 minutes. Alrighty, awesome.